We begin tonight from Abuja, where President Muhammadu Buhari has given Nigerians the assurance that he'll put in his best to improve the standard of living if he gets a second shot at the presidency. The president was speaking after he submitted his expression of interest and nomination forms at the National Secretariat of his party, the All Progressives Congress. President Buhari, who was accompanied to the Secretariat by some APC governors and ministers, also charged the APC to do its best to ensure that the party wins in 2019. Our State House correspondent Gloria Umezoke reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari, in company of the APC National Working Committee, arrived at the party's National Secretariat. Cabinet members and governors are also here to witness the submission of the president's expression of interest and nomination form.
I am taking this step with all humility, sense of responsibility, and an unquestionable desire to serve and protect the interests of all Nigerians. If nominated and if elected, I shall continue to serve you to the best of my ability. Let me today appeal to party members not to be complacent, but to prepare, strategize, and win 2019 election. We must not allow those who brought the country to its knees from 1999 to 2015 to come and take us back.
The APC has credible basis to conduct direct primaries, according to the chairman of the APC, who then makes an announcement.
As of last week, when they started the printing of the membership register, we had about 2 weeks ago, about 15.6 million registered APC members across the country. So we decided to display it publicly so people understand that we have credible basis, verifiable basis to conduct direct primaries on the basis of a registered, a membership register.
On Tuesday, President Muhammadu Buhari received the APC nomination forms bought for him by members of a political group at 45 million naira at the presidential villa.
The president has promised to seek re-election with a higher mandate to serve more transparently, even as he anticipates victory in the upcoming polls from 2019. From the All Progressives Congress National Secretariat, Gloria Umezoke, Channel Television News.
Meanwhile, the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, says Nigeria needs at this moment a digital president who is abreast of the new world social order that's the private sector inclusive. Dr. Saraki, who was speaking in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, during a courtesy call on Governor Ben Ayade, urged Nigerians to look for such attributes in its leaders in the new political era. He is optimistic that Nigerians will vote in new dynamic leaders that will change the country's political narrative.
Out there. A new world order that requires a new type of leadership. A new world order that requires a certain requirement of the president that leads a country. A new order that requires a president that is mobile, digital, that has vision, that can plan for his people and has a destination that is taking his people to. We have seen this evolve across the world. Everybody's waiting for when to come to Nigeria. Distinguished Excellency, it has come at this time. We cannot afford to make the mistake. It is not just about voting out the APC, it's about voting out the APC and restoring Nigeria and repairing Nigeria. Countries that have developed Asian tigers did not do it by chance. They had leaders at a particular time in their history that had a vision. I have a vision for this country. I have the ability, the capacity. I know what it takes. And that is why I get excited when I come to this state and I read your big ideas. They are big ideas to some people, but that's where the future is.
On his part, Governor Ben Ayade asked the federal government to address the spate of insecurity in the state due to its shared boundaries with other states and West African neighbors.
Today, Cross River has become a route through which drugs and trafficking in human beings takes place. And so we are bedeviled with that great challenge. Cross River also has been dislocated from the revenue allocation formula by the instrumentality of the Supreme Court ruling that took us completely out of focus. Therefore, correspondingly, we're also not benefiting from the 13% oil derivation, lost 76 oil wells, reduced to want in body, in spirit, and in soul. The pittance and the continuous dependence on federal allocation became very desperately unavailable. Therefore, a state needed to create a new direction and a new focus, and recognize clearly that Cross River State cannot continuously depend on federal allocation.
Sources at the Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party have told Channels Television that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dogara, has picked the nomination form to return to the House of Representatives on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Now, this is coming just one day after the Speaker announced his intention to seek re-election into the National Assembly, having served for 12 years. Mr. Dogara told his constituents during a rally at his residence in Abuja on Tuesday that he was encouraged to seek a return to the House by their overwhelming demand, although he did not say under which party he'll be running. The Speaker's political future has been a subject of speculation following a gale of defections that trailed the ruling party. The Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, Governors of Benue and Sokoto states, Samuel Otom and Aminu Tambuwal, as well as some senators and House of Representatives members, announced their exit from the ruling party within a space of days. And staying with politics, an APC governorship aspirant in Borno State, Idris Maman, has promised to restore the lost glory of the state. Mr. Maman was speaking after he submitted his nomination form at the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress. According to the aspirant, who is from southern Borno, the form was purchased by some people from northern Borno in a show of support for his aspiration. He believes that he has what it takes to revamp the economy of the state, which has been badly hit by the Boko Haram crisis.
Idris Maman submitting his nomination form at the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress APC, which was purchased for him by the people of northern Borno. Maman, who is from southern Borno, also has the support of the Deputy Governor of the state. His people are quite confident of his chances at the polls and his quality leadership.
Based on the fact that the people of the northern central that have a fair share of governance, and that they are the very people that came out in their droves to buy the form. I mean, we're not going to vote against ourselves. So if the northern central have agreed that we vote for us, definitely we have won.
A man with experience, a man who can translate this vision into practical reality.
Outside the APC Secretariat, he is surrounded by indigenes of Borno State who have come to show love and support for his aspiration. With about 30 years' experience in the civil service, a chartered accountant and technocrat, Maman believes his well-mapped-out blueprint will transform Borno State for the better.
I'm the only one that has a roadmap that has been articulated and well-developed, about 180 pages, and we have covered almost all the sectors in the state. We've covered the areas in the education, what we want to do in education, to see how the Borno youth, the teamy youth in Borno State, can actually go back to school, and support the farmers with impulse and make sure that the inclusiveness in governance is achieved in the state. Borno is the only state that produces wheat. And I tell you, wheat production in Borno can feed the whole Africa and can even do exportation to the world. It will be a net exporter, which will be a foreign exchange entry for us. It will be an income for Borno State.
Borno State, located in northeast Nigeria, is made up of 3 senatorial districts, North, South, and Central. And this is the first time anyone from southern Borno would be contesting for the governorship seat of the state.
And in Osun State, as the governorship election draws closer, the candidate of the Action Democratic Party, Moshood Adeoti, has high hopes of becoming the next governor ahead of the September 22nd elections. Mr. Adeoti made this known at the party's mega rally held in the state.
The Osun State governorship election is only 10 days away, and political party campaigns are in full swing. Members of the Action Democratic Party, the ADP, are staging a mega rally at the Timi Agbale Palace Square, Ojaoba in Ede, Osun State, with hopes to woo more public support for their governorship candidate, Moshood Adeoti. The candidate is hopeful that the party will emerge as the people's choice.
It shows that Adeoti Shehu, who's the person that the generality of the people in Osun wants to govern them. And this time around, they are saying, you can hear from them, they say Tiwa Tiwa. Adeoti is Tiwa Tiwa now, Osun for Osun. That's the one thing that people they want to listen to. So I'm quite sure that by the time, by September 22 this year, yes, by the special grace of God, we are just standing a note of warning to the INEC. They shouldn't be partial. If they hold free, fair, and credible election, we are sure of coasting up to victory.
The Osun State governorship election is expected to produce a new leader, as the serving governor, Rauf Aregbesola, will bow out of office after serving his 2 terms as governor.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Imo State, Mr. Daniel Nwafo, has warned leaders of the Imo APC coalition group to desist from parading themselves as the authentic members of the party's State Working Committee. Mr. Nwafo says the only recognized and legally elected State Working Committee is the one approved and sworn in by the National Working Committee of the APC, and he remains the authentic chairman of the party in the state. He advised members of his party to be wary of the antics of the leaders of the APC coalition in the state, even as the party prepares for its primary elections holding later in the month.
When the issues about the executive who was legitimate and who was not arose, the courts gave judgment in our favor that the Congress, the botched World Congresses and LJ Congresses were not conducted. And the party, true to type, being respecters of the law, the National Working Committee, in their wisdom, obeyed the courts and fixed dates for the APC Imo State chapter to conduct fresh congresses, which happened. And by the grace of God, I emerged as the state chairman of the party. Consequently, the National Working Committee, ably led by our national chairman, inaugurated me as the state chairman of the party.
In part 2, after the break, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai visits Gurumbali in Borno State that was recently invaded by Boko Haram insurgents. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.